Alrighty then. Well, here we are going live on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Excuse me. Get some hot water here. Hopefully my voice doesn't go out on me today. So we've got some people trickling in. Welcome, friends. Good afternoon, or morning, or good evening. Hello, Cassandra. How's it going? ¿Cómo estás? Buenas noches. So, anyway, got some people here. Hi, everybody. My name is Sam. I'm from the United States, and I do these TikTok live streams, generally trying to help people improve their English communication skills. Filberto says hi. Hello, Filberto. One of the things that I love about going live online is that I get to meet so many new and interesting people from around the world. For example, Cassandra over there is in Mexico, and I would have never been able to come into contact with her had I not gone live. And I've met several other people who are very nice. One of the things that's not so wonderful about going live streams is that there are some people on this planet who like to spread, how do I say, negativity. So it's just kind of a consequence of going live, putting yourself out there. But anyway, I did want to mention that I started an Instagram. Don't really understand Instagram, so I don't know how that's going to work out for me. I also started a school community called Thrive. And the idea of this community is for people to network, help each other out, ask questions, share information, do challenges, learn how to make money online. It's basically just a community of people positively trying to support each other. So if you'd like to join Thrive, you can get in and check it out for just 1 week. We don't have to pay anything. I find it strange that school assigned the website number as 6966. What is that about? Right? We both have the number 69 and 666. Right? That was not my intention, not my idea at all, but whatever. That's how it randomly came to be. Anyway, you can, if you're interested, the links to these things will be in my bio. There's a link there, or there's a QR code right here on the screen that you can screenshot this and use the QR code to check out the Thrive community. So we'll see how that goes. But I would love to see you in there. Anyway, Cassandra says, buenas noches, bien gracias y usted. Yo soy muy bueno. Suerte. Suerte is luck. Buena suerte, right? Ty says, you got 41,000 followers already. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's cool. I mean, you know, it's not super impressive compared to other people, but whatever. I don't need to be popular everywhere. So let me get these links off the screen so that TikTok will stop suppressing this live stream. Okay, so usted está bien. Bueno is different. Okay, está bien. Thank you. Learning some Spanish here. So today's topic is psychosocial topics. Somebody in the WhatsApp group chat asked me to do a live stream on legal terminology. So maybe one of these days I'll be doing law stuff. 14 Focinos sent a rose. Thanks so much for the rose. Lovely. Oh, look at that. We've got 69 people in the live stream. Cool. Well, to everybody who's new here, welcome. My name is Sam. I'm from the United States, and I try to spread positivity and help people improve their English communication skills. So here we go. Number 1, this is at like B2 level English. Yannick Fisher's here. Hello, Yannick. Welcome, my friend. Guten Tag, or Guten Morgen. So follow along with me. Number 1, the connection between our mind and society strongly influences how we behave. How do you guys feel about this? Do you agree? Is this true? Right, the connection between the way we think and society, right? All of the people around us and how they interact will influence how we behave, right? The things that we do will influence the way we act. I feel like I pretty much agree with this, right? If I'm surrounded by negativity, it will possibly cause me to act negative, right? You give what you get. So that's why many people say that the golden rule is to treat other people the way you want to be treated, right? If you want people to treat you nicely, you should be nice to other people. Yannick Fisher says, moin, sir. Moin, moin. A kiss says yes. Okay, great. Mir geht es sehr gut, Yannick. Vielen Dank. Indra Febrian Nugraha says, are you from England? No, my friend, I'm from the United States. I'm from Texas. Got an adult toy shop here. Hello, pink roses. Number 2, follow along with me. Practice your English communication skills, right? These are psychosocial topics. Early childhood experiences often have a long-term effect on how we develop. Julio Sander sent a rose. Thank you, Julio. Muchas gracias, Julio. I like the name Julio. Yeah. All your exes live in Texas, eh? That's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Jairo Torres says, nice to see you, Sam. Nice to see you, Jairo. I didn't live stream for a few days because I was busy with other things. I'm going to cater a wedding. Now, I used to work as a chef many years ago, and I don't often take chef jobs, but next month I'm going to cater a wedding for an Englishman. Irini Piki says, I'm from Cyprus. Cool. Well, I hope you're having a good day over there in Cyprus. Dat Nguyen sent a heart. Thank you, Dat. Are you a doctor, Dat? Or maybe a scientist? Thanks for the heart. Anyway, so the idea here is that things that happen to us when we're very young can have long-lasting effects, right? If we're abused as a child, it might influence the way we act as adults. Your job is Wissenschaftler. Irene says, yes, of course it's sunny. It's sunny here too. Oh, scientist, yeah. Wissenschaftler. I like that. Dat Nguyen is a doctor. Cool, we've got a doctor in the house, everybody. We can all relax. So what kind of a doctor are you, Dat? What do you specialize in? All right, moving on. Practice your English with Uncle Sam. Number 3, feeling lonely can make anxiety and depression worse. How do you guys feel about this? Do you agree? Does feeling lonely make us more anxious? Luan Nguyen Tang Mot says dentist. So do we have 2 doctors here now? We have a dentist and some other kind of doctor. Luan, I think that's how I say your name. Or Luan, or Luan. Pour myself some water here. Gotta wet my whistle. So, oh damn, Ben Affleck. Luan, okay. How come though? So, Luan, you want me to say what again? Sunny the Sloth says, yes, our thoughts take up our brain. Thanks for the heart, Yannick. So, I feel like in this day and age, in 2026, we've gotten to a point where we spend so much of our time online, right? Not meeting people face to face. And, people go on TikTok, for example, or they go on Instagram, and, you can contact so many people and you can see photographs and videos of what other people are doing, right? And oftentimes it's like all these beautiful people who are so rich, and sometimes people will compare themselves to other people and it will cause them to feel lonely, right? Because, if you just sit at home all day and you scroll Instagram, it might make your anxiety and depression worse. Right? It's kind of a danger to the mind in this point in human history. Not sure what I should think about it, but I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have some ideas about this, please tell me. Right, send me a message or just shoot a message into the group chat. John Ba sent a heart. Thanks, John Ba. Appreciate that. All right. Moving on. Number 4, the stigma around mental health still makes it hard for people to talk openly. Angielski says, I like being alone. It is actually cool. Actually, I do enjoy my alone time very much. When I was young, I spent a lot of time hunting alone. I would go into the forest sometimes for weeks at a time. And being lonely never really bothered me that much. But so let's move on from number 4. Number 5. Okay. So friends have a big influence on how teenagers form their identity. Right? What's the saying? You are the company that you keep. Right? So if you have a teenager, I actually have a teenager. You should watch the friends that they have because they can be influential upon them. Right? You don't want your teenager hanging out with people who do bad things, right? Because that might influence them to also do bad things, right? Teenagers are very moldable. Pam Penn says, I don't know why, but you look unreal. Well, it's probably because TikTok is trying to improve the way I look. But I am real, I promise. Yeah, teenagers often learn behaviors from their friends. Oh my goodness, Zoomdio Vlog sent 2 roses. Thank you so much. Thank you, Zoomdio. You're sweet. Chúc anh một ngày vui vẻ. Chúc em một ngày vui vẻ. Cảm ơn. Okay, moving on. Practice your English. Thank you for all the roses, Zoomdio. Angielski says, you look like Ben Affleck. Okay, cool. You think I look like Ben Affleck? I guess it's the beard, right? I get people say I look like all kinds of people. Right? Usually I get Charlie Puth. The other day I got Matt Damon. Apparently I look like Ben Affleck today. Well, whatever. Number 6, follow along with me. Long-term stress from money or work problems can affect how we think. Luan says, while stress can be challenging, I do not believe it necessarily negatively affects how well we think. Yeah, well, I agree. I think stress it can be like a challenge that must be overcome, right? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Stress is just an inevitable thing in life. And it's more important how you deal with stress, perhaps. Afghan says, hello from Azerbaijan. Hello, my friend in Azerbaijan. Azerbaijani people are so friendly. Okay, moving on. Number 7, being able to control your emotions is important for good relationships. Afghan says, thank you. Well, thank you for coming to my live. Right, so you got to be able to control your emotions. Right, sometimes it's easy to feel sad. You might want to, I don't know, when you feel too sad, maybe you'll stop eating, you'll stop sleeping, right? You need to control your emotions, right? If you feel angry, you should control your anger, right? Anger can lead us to do some very regrettable things. So it's important to control your emotions. May Holmes sent 3 shamrocks. Thank you, Vun. Hiro Torres says it's even healthy. Yeah. Healthy to control your emotions, right? Number 8, look at the word resilience. Resilience. So it's 3 syllables. Resilience means being able to recover and stay strong after difficult times, right? So it's good to be resilient. Right? It's good to stay strong and not be destroyed by the difficult things that you encounter in life. Pam Penn says, is that true that Americans say good for you instead of good for your health? Yeah, I could say, drinking enough water is good for you. But you could also say it's good for your health, right? Both of them work. And Americans say both. It is similar to stamina. Resilience and stamina, I would say, are similar but not the same. They're somewhat alike. Stamina means that you have the muscular discipline to keep going when it's physically difficult. Resilience is more of a mental thing, I would say. I suppose it could be physical as well. But anyway. Wow, Huang Duc shared the live. Thanks for sharing the live, Huang Duc. So number 9, follow along, practice your English. When a whole community experiences trauma, it can affect future generations. Goodness, so like if some terrible thing happens, like an earthquake, right, it would devastate an entire community perhaps, right? And those people's children might still suffer from that trauma, I suppose. Somebody asked me to do this topic of psychosocial topics. If you think this is boring, please tell me. And if you have something more interesting you want me to talk about, please let me know. Jairo Torres says, I've heard of that and I believe in that fact. You believe it, huh? I suppose I could believe it too. Kind of on the fence about that one. Number 10, having supportive friends and family helps protect against mental health problems. I agree with this, right? It's good to call your mom every now and then, right? It's good to have friends who can help you make decisions and overcome the difficulties that we face in life. Not a very popular live stream today. We've got 127 people here. Let's see. So you can see this QR code here. I wonder if TikTok is suppressing this live because of the QR code. If you screenshot this and follow the QR code, it just takes you to my new community that I started. It's called Thrive. So the idea of this community is that people can work together to solve problems, get advice, ask for advice, give advice, learn how to make money online, and just basically overall be genuine and support each other. So if you're interested in joining the community, it's free for 1 week. Let me delete this QR code. Or maybe I'll just move it off the screen. No, I'll delete it. See if TikTok is more happy with me now. Anyway, if you're interested in joining the group or if you just want to see more what it's about, send me a message here on TikTok or check the link in my bio. Anyway, moving on, I hope you all are having a wonderful Saturday. Tell me, what interesting thing will you do this weekend? Or what interesting thing have you done already? Oh, sounds like my son is needing assistance. Baby boy, go see your mama. Yeah, go. I might need a minute. Well, let's see. What do we got going on in the group chat? We got somebody named Kesh Moni says, hi, sir. Your name is John from Africa. Cool. Well, thanks for coming to my live stream. Give me 1 moment, please. Honey, go. Go to mama. I might need to pause this live stream. Got a naked child in the background. Let's see here. How do I pause a live stream? Okay, I will be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Sorry about that. Gotta take care of my little baby boy. How do I get the chat window back? Detach. Oh, there we go. Oops. Dang it, I did it again. Sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here. Let's see. Pam Pen says, not much. I've been working the entire week, including Sunday. Wow. What kind of work do you do, Pam Pen, that you work so much? Taka laughs. Okay. So, let's see. How do I pin? I guess I don't have anything I need to pin. I'm worn out with my work week. Well, sheesh, I hope you get some rest, Miss Luen. You've been busy fixing people's teeth, eh? So, anyway, let's move on. Number 11. Gender expectations. I don't want to talk about gender. Number 11. If you guys have a more interesting topic for me to talk about, please send me a message or tell me in the group chat, right? I'm trying to have interesting lives here, but I feel like my live streams lately have been kind of boring. I need to find better content. So number 11, practice your English. The way we form close relationships as children affects how we relate to others later, right? So if you're good at making friends as a child, you're probably going to be good at making friends as an adult. Do you agree? What do you think? Luen disagrees, because our experience as adults also shape our relationships. Maybe. I feel like I'm much better at making friends now as an adult than I was as a kid. As a kid, I was really so shy. I was like the shyest little boy. Right? I was afraid to talk to anybody. Right? I would have never live streamed as a boy. And I didn't have a lot of friends as a young boy, but the few friends that I had were very good friends. And honestly, I'm still that way. I don't have too many friends, but the few friends that I do have are very close. How do you guys feel about that? Have you ever had a friend that you really disliked? My best friend is a really annoying human being. I like him, but he annoys the daylights out of me. But, whatever, it's life. 12, experiencing discrimination can cause serious emotional distress. Sure. Monica's here. Hello, Monica. How's it going? How was your weekend? What exciting things are you doing? Are you going to ride horses today, Monica? Or ride elephants? All right. 13, the work environment has a big impact on how employees feel. How is your work environment? Right? Does it impact the way you feel? Does your work environment make you feel happy or sad or stressed? Jairo Torres says, real friends are few and far between. I totally agree. Soccer Ball says, hello. Hi. Tabiato says, hi, how are you, teacher? I'm great. Tabiato, thank you. Loen says, there are some hard vocabulary. Which vocabulary is difficult for you? Let's work through these. So let's look at the word environment. Right? When I say it, environment, it's more like it has 4 syllables. Right? And I kind of ignore the N. Right? When I say environment, I'm not really pronouncing the N. Right? I just go straight to the M. Loen says discrimination. Let's look at the word discrimination. Listen and repeat. Discrimination. So 5 syllables. Discrimination. Put the stress on the second syllable. 1, 2. Scrim. Discrimination. Discrimination in Vietnamese, I believe, would be phân biệt chủng tộc. Right? It's when you don't like a certain group of people, right? And you treat them differently. That would be discrimination. Discrimination and racism are very similar. And in some cases, the words are interchangeable. Right? Moving on, number 14. All right. Again, these are, the topic today is psychosocial topics. So I'm just trying to help people improve their English communication skills. So if you're interested in improving your English and you're interested in psychosocial topics, this is a good live stream to be in. Right, today the level is around B2, so this is like upper intermediate level English. Roman Viktorovich sent a rose. Thank you, Roman. Very sweet of you. So cultural values influence how people understand and express their emotions. So to influence something means to have an effect upon. Right? Cultural values can have an effect on how people understand and express their emotions. Right? People express their emotions, I would say, differently here in Vietnam than they do in America, sometimes, in some ways. Of course, if you ask me for an example, I'd be hard-pressed to find one, but let's read through this one more time, nice and slow. So for all of you learning English, especially my friends in Vietnam, right? Vietnamese people often have a difficult time pronouncing the ending S sound in words. So listen carefully, like repeat after me if you'd like. Practice your English and let's get this pronunciation perfect. Cultural values influence how people understand and express their emotions. Okay? I was talking about this one a little bit earlier today. In the modern world that we live in, we're so connected, right, with our devices. You know, like with my phone, I can call my mom in America, right? I live in Vietnam, but using my phone, I could call my mom and see her face in real time and talk to her, right? This is an amazing thing, right? It's pretty amazing that I can go here live on TikTok and there's 150 people watching me right now. It's kind of cool and it's kind of scary, right? I think it's both good and bad. And for whatever reason, loneliness has become a serious public health issue in modern society, right? People today are more lonely than they ever have been, apparently. Kesh Moni says, hello, sir. Hello, Kesh. Welcome. So I'm interested in what you guys think. Why or how is it that loneliness has become to be a serious public health issue these days? Kesh is from Africa. Cool. Where in Africa? T. Ving sent a rose. Thanks, T. Ving. Oh yeah, Kesh, yeah, your name is John. What country are you from, John? There are many countries in Africa. (16) Follow along with me. Practice your English. Self-esteem is closely connected to how accepted we feel by others. Kesh is from Tanzania. Okay, cool. Roman is from Ukraine. Well, привет, Roman. So self-esteem is like how you feel about yourself, right? How do I say? Tin Anh là gì? Ina Alpha says, hello, I'm from Russia. Oh, hello, my friend in Russia. Здравствуйте. You must be using a VPN because Russia doesn't allow TikTok, right? Confidence is the word I was looking for. Self-esteem and confidence are very similar, right? Yeah, thank you, Quang Ang. Self-esteem is closely connected to how we feel, or to how accepted we feel by others, right? Lao says, my name is Lausina. I'm from Mozambique. Cool. How are things in Mozambique today? How's the weather in Mozambique? What exciting thing will you do this weekend, Lausina? I like that name. It's a beautiful name, Lausina. Trauma-informed care focuses on safety and helping people feel empowered. So Kesh wants to improve your English. Well, that's great, Kesh. You're in the right place. Try listening and repeating after me. So trauma-informed care. So like if you go to the doctor, you want them to be informed. You want them to know about certain types of trauma. For example, maybe a child was abused when they were young, right? That's trauma, or that can cause trauma. So it's important that a doctor understands how to deal with that trauma, right? It's important that they are informed, that they have information about it. How to reach the confidence with speaking English. Well, I think that you should practice mirroring, or is that what it's called? Mirroring? Oh, shadowing. Practice shadowing, right? Find somebody that you like on perhaps YouTube and listen to something they say, pause it, and then repeat after them, right? Do this over and over again, at least 10 minutes a day. Practice your speaking. And you'll get more confident. Got somebody from Myanmar. Hello, S&M from Myanmar. Gabs is watching from Colombia. Oh, thanks so much, Gabs. Appreciate it. Welcome. Number 18. Follow along with me. Practice your English. Digital technology has changed the way we connect with and feel distant from others. Lau says, thank you, the weather is good today in Mozambique, Maputo City. Okay. Luan says, all over the world are here. Yeah, there's people from Africa, people from South America, Russia, Ukraine, Vietnam. I'm sure there are some people from Indonesia here. It's the wild thing about going live on TikTok. I can interact with so many different people from so many different places. It's really interesting. Kesh Moni says, how can I practice my English? Well, I don't have a partner to practice with. Kesh, why don't you send me a message here on TikTok and I will get you into my WhatsApp group. Right? There are many different people there and I think you could find somebody to practice with there. It's free. Jane Lee wants to practice with me. Well, why don't you send me a private message? I don't know what you mean by accept. Kesh, if you're interested in joining the group, send me a private message. So tell me, guys, what do you think about this? Digital technology, like our phones, iPads, things like that, has changed the way we connect and feel distant from others, right? We feel separated from other people because of digital technology. Jane Lee says, I sent you a live stream request. I don't see the request. Sorry, Jane. John Cox says, where are you from? I'm from the United States. Yeah, I understand that she wants to talk on the live stream with me, but I'm looking for the request now, but I don't see it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any place to accept the request. Should I just open this up to a free talk? Specifically, what state? I'm from Texas. I grew up in Texas. I lived in many different states, and I wasn't born in Texas, but Texas. Jen says, hi. Hi, Jen. Well, let's see. How can a multi-guest? If you want to come onto this live and talk, I'll live stream for just a little while longer, and then I'm going to go eat lunch. Okay, so if you want to join the live stream, you can, or you should be able to. I think there's a button here, maybe. You know what, I'm going to add my QR code back to the screen. Just because I feel like it. I should say incomplete, not incomplete. Excuse me, be patient with me, please, for just one more moment. I'm trying to add this QR code so that if you guys want to check out my new school community, you can. So here we go, there's the QR code. The community is called Thrive. So the idea is that people can join there and just like help each other out, ask for advice, give advice, learn things. It's just a community of people supporting each other. It's a brand new community, so there's like nobody in it right now. Screenshot this and use the QR code if you want to join. Kesh, where can I get your group so I can practice my English? Kesh, send me a private message here on TikTok after the live stream. I will read that message. Okay? Coach Lena says your board is French. Oh, okay, that makes it difficult. Nata Van Jalilova says hello from Azerbaijan. Hi, welcome. So you should be able to join the live as a speaker if you want now. But it's showing me that nobody is requesting to be a speaker, so that's fine too. Well, if nobody wants to come on and talk, you can chat with me in the group chat if you want. So moving on, number, 19. Conflicts between people often come from unmet emotional needs. I feel like this can be true, right? If my girlfriend or wife is, like, if she feels like her emotions are not being, if her emotional needs are not being met, that could cause conflict with us, right? If she thinks I'm not respectful enough to her, that could cause conflict. Musazadeh says, salam from Baku. Oh, we've got at least 2 people here from Azerbaijan. Who else is here from Azerbaijan? So who was it that wanted to join the live? Jane, if you want to try again to join as a speaker, there should be a button somewhere around here. All right. Number 20, follow along, practice your English pronunciation, your English communication skills and American pronunciation. Number 20, psychosocial support aims to help both the individual and their environment. So that's what psychosocial support is, right? Psychosocial is like your emotions, right? The way you think. Aims to help both the individual, right? Individual is like one person or one individual person and their environment. What does that mean? If somebody would like to come on here and talk with me, welcome. There should be a button. Luan, I really like Texas barbecue and Terry Black. Ooh, I miss Texas barbecue so much. I live in Nha Trang, Vietnam, very far away from Texas, so I don't get to eat Texas barbecue. I miss it very much. It's so good. Number 21, feeling that we belong is a basic human need for good mental health, right? It's important that we feel like we belong. It's not good to feel like you don't belong in a place. Wagner Maltese says, hello, Mr. Hello, Wagner. Where are you from? Your first name sounds German. Your last name looks Spanish. Or could that be a German name? Maltese? Anyway, we got number 22. Irlanda. Where is Irlanda? Sarah says hello. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Difficult experiences in childhood are strongly linked to later emotional problems. Ina Alpha says, I can write with mistakes because I don't know English well, but I understand very well what you are. Oh, well, that's good. Ina? You mean what I'm saying? So let's slow down here. Experiences. Experience. So 5 syllables to this word. Experiences. Right? The things that happen to you throughout your life. Right? So difficult experiences in childhood can be strongly linked to later emotional problems. Right? It's hard to forget bad things that happen to us, especially if they happened to us when we were a child. Not a very popular not a very popular live stream today. Wagner is Brazilian, but you're in Ireland. Oh, okay. Cool. Ireland's a beautiful country. Well, so is Brazil, from what I understand. I've just never been to Brazil yet. So explain number 22. So difficult experiences are things that happened to you in childhood when you were young. For example, maybe if when I was a young boy, a dog bit me. A dog attacked me when I was a boy. Right? This could cause me to be scared of dogs later on in my life. Right? I could have emotional problems with the way I think and feel about things. It's just an example. So things that happen to us, bad things that happen to us early in life, can cause us problems later on because we remember those bad things and it makes us remember how scared or bad we felt because of them. Noplan followed me. Thanks, Noplan. Thank you all for the gifts, the likes, the follows. Appreciate it. Hope you're having a great weekend. How long have I been live streaming? 40 minutes. I've got about 20 minutes left. Number 23, follow along with me. Empathy helps us understand and share other people's feelings. So it's good to be empathetic, right? Try to understand the way other people feel. It's interesting in life, for example, I love chocolate. And I know exactly how chocolate tastes, and I feel like if my friend the chocolate tastes the same to him, but he doesn't like it, right? That's very strange. It's very difficult for me to understand how somebody else does not like chocolate because I know that I love chocolate and it tastes the same for both of us, right? Or maybe that's not right. But empathy, right? It's when we try to understand how somebody else feels, even if we don't feel that same way. Right? This can help us understand other people and the way they feel about things. Gatito bailarín. Dancing cat sent a rose. Thank you, dancing cat. I see you over there. "24, this one I totally agree with. I would love to know, how do you feel about this?" Gatito bailarín says, teacher. Yes, gatito bailar. Comparing ourselves to others on social media often lowers self-confidence, right? So if I go on Instagram and I look at other men who are the same age as me, but they're rich, right? They're doing all kinds of fun things. They have so much money and they're very handsome and all they do is go play and travel and have a wonderful life, right? Maybe I would compare myself to them. I would say, I'm not rich, but they are. And why am I not as happy as he is, right? If I compare myself to other people on social media, it might lower my self-confidence, right? Maybe I will start thinking, I'm not smart enough. I don't work hard enough to be like them, right? I think this is one of the dangers of social media, specifically Instagram. Cash Money says, I feel like $1 million to meet you. Really? Wow, thank you. Luan says, people only share their best moments, successes, and filtered looks, not their real daily struggles. Totally agree with you. Gabe's here. Love your classes. Really, Gabe? I'm glad. Wagner. Do you want me to say Wagner or Wagner? Should I say it? Likes the suit. Very elegant. Where are you from? I'm from Texas, from the United States. My Brazilian friend over there in Ireland. Gatito bailarín. 777 says, how are you today? I'm fabulous. Okay. Well, yes, the composer would be pronounced the German way because he was German. Wagner. But are you V or W? I'm just going to delete this one because that's weird and boring. Okay, so you say Wagner for your name. Got it. Forming identity can be especially complex in multicultural societies. That one's boring too. Just skip the boring ones, the ones that don't make any sense to me. Let's talk about burnout. Burnout includes emotional exhaustion, feeling disconnected, and a reduced sense of achievement. So if I spend 4 hours every day making content for TikTok, I do that every day. Every day I spend 4 hours making content for TikTok and nobody ever watches it, nobody ever likes it, I might become burnt out, right? I might burn out, which means that I lose confidence in myself. I don't want to do it. I have no motivation, right? Maybe I'm emotionally exhausted. Wella says, hey, Sam. Hi, Wella. So look at the word exhaustion. Like the first syllable, pronounce it like eggs, like chicken eggs. Exhaustion. 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 3 syllables. Put the stress on the second syllable. 1, 2. Exhaust. Exhaustion. To be extremely tired. Right? You can be physically exhausted. Right? If you go running for 10 kilometers, you'll probably be very exhausted. Right? But we can also be emotionally exhausted. Right? Sometimes, like for example, I did not live stream for several days because I was a little bit emotionally exhausted because there were some really rude, ugly people in my last few live streams. And it made me not want to live stream. I was burnt out. Worn out. Yeah, worn out is a little less formal. Yes, but to answer your question, Luan, worn out and exhausted, yeah. Basically the same. 26. The quality of early relationships with caregivers shapes later emotional health. So what is an example of a caregiver? Right? Who is a caregiver? A caregiver could be our parents, could be our grandparents, right? If our grandparents are the people who take care of us, they give us care, right? They make sure that we have enough food and a place to live, right? Those are our caregivers. So the quality of early relationships with caregivers, right? The quality of your relationship with your parents or your grandparents or stepdad or whoever can have an impact on your emotional health when you're an adult later in your life. Sarah says she thinks it's easier to understand the American accent. Oh, well, that's good. Gatito Bailarin says, I have a question. What country is the most that asks you about something like English, for instance? Gatito Bailarin, I'm not sure I understand your question. Lo siento, no comprendo. Are you asking like what country of people ask me most about learning English, perhaps? That's a good question. Maybe Vietnamese? I mean, I live in Vietnam, so most of my viewers here on TikTok are Vietnamese because TikTok shows my TikTok to more Vietnamese people than anybody else. Somebody says, have you ever heard about MBTI? What's MBTI? Dare I even ask? Keng Tui says, hello. Hello, Keng Tui. Somebody with a Japanese name says, sent a heart, thanks. Your English has a great song. Here in Ireland, it's another English. Yes, the Irish have a very sing-songy accent, don't they? I actually really enjoy the Irish accent. I like it. It's cute. Gatito Bailarin says, teacher, given us an advice to less. What exactly do you mean? campaigns against stigma to try to create more accepting attitudes. Campaigns against stigma try to create more accepting attitudes toward mental illness. Here we have the word stigma again. Stigma is like the way a group of people feel about something, perhaps, usually not in a good way. Kesh Moni says, I hope to live in America. How can I get there? Well, try hard. America is always in need of nurses. So, if you're a nurse, it probably would not be too difficult to get a job in the United States. Gatito Bailarin says, how can we learn English quick? That is a question I get all the time. My advice to you is to write words down. Learn 10 new words every day. Write them down with a pencil on paper, and this action will help you remember them. Right? And when you're waiting for your coffee or whatever you're doing, practice the new words you've written down. Right? Don't open Instagram. Learn new words. Okay? It's not super interesting and it's not super fun, but if you want to learn a new language, you simply have to memorize lots of words. There's no other way that I know of. A bit ashamed, but if you love someone genuinely, but also feel jealous of her, what is it? I think jealousy is I think it's a very destructive emotion. And whenever there's jealousy present, I think you should be very careful with it. It can be a very harmful emotion. I'm not too qualified to even talk about that. Preminim Pieci. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. You need to practice every day. Absolutely. Okay, the gentleman or the lady with the Russian or Ukrainian name sends a clap and a heart. Thank you so much for the gifts. 29. Social factors such as education, income, and housing affect people's health. Sure. Gatito Bailarin, how many words should I practice every day in your opinion? In my opinion, you should learn 10 new words every day. If you can learn more, that's great. But my own personal advice is to learn 10 new words every day. Kesh says, what's the difference between delusional and illusion? Delusional is an adjective, and that means that you feel, you believe things that are just not true. And an illusion is a noun, and it's like something that you see that's not as it appears. It means stoves and ovens and fireplaces. You're a builder. Oh, okay, cool. So are you like a stonemason? Interesting. Thanks for the claps. Wow, you're very generous. So nice of you. So I've got about 5 or 10 more minutes here in this live. I just want to mention that if you're new here, my name is Sam. I'm from the United States. I go live fairly regularly here on TikTok, trying to help people improve their English communication skills and work on their American accent. I have a community that you can join. It's for people to sort of network and help each other, ask questions, get answers to things, get advice, challenge each other, and so forth. So please take a screenshot of this and check it out, or check the link in my bio, or send me a private message here on TikTok if you're interested in learning more. Kesh says, what's famous food from US? A famous American food? I don't know, apple pie, Texas barbecue. Number 30, feeling excluded can reduce a person's sense of control over their life. How do you guys feel about this? So to be excluded means you're not let in, right? If people say, oh, we have this group of friends, but you cannot join, right? We don't want you to join us, right? So that would make that person feel excluded, right? They may not join, they may not take part in something. They are not included, right? They're excluded, they're kept out. Bruce says, group on TikTok. I do have a group on TikTok, but nothing ever really happens in it. If you want to join, Bruce, you should be able to find the link in my bio. Wagner says, how was the World Cup in your country, mister? Did you enjoy it? I do not care about football, and I don't live in my country. Or do you mean the country I live in or the country I'm from? I didn't watch the World Cup. I don't even know who won. Sorry, I don't care about football. Gatito Bailarin says, is Vietnam a good place to live? Vietnam is a wonderful place to live. I like it very much. Number 31. Follow along with me. Practice your English. Group dynamics influence both individual behavior and group decisions. So dynamics. So if something is dynamic, it means it changes. So group dynamics are like how different things affect other things within a group. For example, like a group of friends may be influenced by one person because he's really funny, but the other guy is very serious. And the way that they interact would be a dynamic. So group dynamics influence both individual behavior and group decisions. This might not have been the best topic to live stream about today. If you have a better idea for what I should live stream about, I would love to hear from you. Send me a private message or just message the group chat. Tell me what you think. Number 32, cope. People use different coping strategies depending on their culture and resources. Right? To cope with something is to deal with something, specifically like a problem. So to cope, right? If you say, hey, Sam, I think you have the most boring live stream ever. Maybe that would make me sad. Actually, it wouldn't, but I would have to cope with that, right? I would have to tell myself, oh, there's no reason to care what people on TikTok think. Something like that, right? To cope. Gatito Bailarin says, teacher, are you a lawyer? Or what do you do for a living? I do a few different things. I do some freelance marketing and various other things. I used to work as a chef, so next month I'm actually going to cater a wedding. Kind of random. I don't do much freelance chef work, but somebody asked me to cook for his wedding. No, I'm not a psychologist. 33, intersectionality. Let's skip this one. I don't need intersectionality. Learn English with me, man of 100 arts. In America, we'd say a jack of all trades, but a master of none. I can do lots of things, but I'm not very good at any of them. Gatito Bailarin says, oh, and are we invited? Well, I cannot invite you. I'm just a worker for it. It's going to be a very small wedding, though. So 33, strong therapeutic relationships are built on trust, empathy, and respect. So the person with the difficult Russian name, Premium, right? Premium, master of none. Yeah, none, not non. N-O-N-E. Jack of all trades, master of none. Premium Pecci. How do I say? Oh yeah, Premium Pecci. Look at that. Cool. Let me see if I can read. What does that say in your bio? Tradizioni. Tradizioni, so like traditional. Kirpicia Pech. What does all that mean? what does therapy? Oh yeah, right. It means bricks. Oh yeah, yeah. So you're like a stonemason, right? So therapeutic. Therapeutic means that it is beneficial. It is helpful, right? If I feel unwell, I would say I need therapy. I need to take some therapeutic medicine. Right? Something that's therapeutic is helpful for your health. It's good for your health. Traditional bricks and stoves. Brick stoves. Cool. Premium pitchy. I wish you were here, Premium Pechi, in Vietnam, because me and my friend want to build a brick pizza oven, but we have no idea how to do it. We're going to have to find an expert like you. Therapeutic is like curative, restorative. Yes. Gatito Bailarin says, in my opinion, I'm Mexican, but I try to improve my English. Oh, thanks so much, Gatito Bailarin. Buenas noches. Oh, really? Where are you? Actually, I live in a city where there are many, many Russians. I live in Nha Trang, Vietnam. My neighbor is Russian. Like, there's so many Russians here, it's crazy. You don't happen to live in Vietnam, do you? Can you tell me how to build a pizza stove? Oh, you're in Belarus, you're in Minsk. Darn. Well, if you have a guide, like on how to build a pizza stove, I would buy it from you. Kesh Mooney wants to know what therapist means. A therapist is like somebody who helps you with mental or emotional issues. Cedric, could you explain empathy? Oh, you do have a guide. Sweet. Please tell me how to access it. Cedric, could you explain empathy? Empathy is when you are open to understanding other people's emotions. Right? If I say, I'm empathetic, I try to understand the way you feel about something. If I say, that man has no empathy, it means that he does not care about how you feel. Gatito, if I think in pizza, I think in Italian. Yeah. Well, somebody requested to become a speaker earlier, but nobody requested to speak. Would anybody like to come and speak before I end the live? I'm going to end the live soon, so if you would like to join as a speaker for a moment, there should be a button somewhere. I don't know where the button is. Again, I just want to point out that this QR code is for checking out my private community. I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's brand new. So if you want to learn more about what this is all about, please screenshot this and check it out. Let's see, we need to collect the terms of reference, dimensions, and so on, and I'll be happy to help you. Awesome. Well, that's great. Let me follow you before I forget. Just followed you. Oh, and in the picture, you even have a photo of ovens you've built, I guess. Cool. So nobody wants to come on as a speaker, huh? Strange with opening it up to speakers. Either everybody wants to join or nobody wants to join. Right? It's never one or the other. It's never in between. It's always one or the other. Who else here? Ty's here. Ty, don't you want to come on and say hello to the world of TikTok? Don't be shy. Who else is here? Concierge Japan is here. Hi, Concierge Japan. Good to see you. Konnichiwa. So is there anybody else I recognize here? Call them out. Wow, lots of new names. Nobody wants to come on and talk, huh? Well, that's fine. Oh, the Japanese person was able to take a screenshot. Great. Thanks, Concierge Japan, for the heart. I wasn't trying to guilt you into giving me a heart. You didn't have to do that. Gatito Bailarin says, teacher, give us advice for the life. My advice for life is call your mom regularly, drink enough water, sleep enough, get a little bit of exercise, read lots of books. Chia Colata says, hi from Germany. Where are you from? Guten Morgen, meine Freundin in Deutschland. Ich komme aus den Vereinigten Staaten. Aber jetzt wohne ich in Vietnam. Hello, Concierge Japan. Konnichiwa, my friend. Good to see you as always. How is the private jet business going? Did you guys know that Concierge Japan is has the coolest job? They work in private jets. Let's see. Kesh Moni says, what does meditation mean? Meditation is, can somebody explain what meditation is? Meditation is like when you try to calm your mind down through breathing and, yeah, I don't know. Ask Google. Jack of all languages. Well, just a couple. Chiacolata says, sehr gutes Deutsch. Vielen Dank. Ich befürchte, dass ich die deutsche Sprache ziemlich verlernt habe. Als ich jünger war, ich habe in der Nähe von Stuttgart gewohnt für ein paar Jahre, aber es ist eine sehr lange Zeit gewesen. Mi Akasamia says, Buongiorno da Verona, Italia. You're in Verona, Italy, huh? Lovely. Italy is a gorgeous country with gorgeous people and delicious food. Sie sprechen viele Sprachen. Sa parla anche italiano. Oh, I don't speak Italian. No parlo italiano. Kesh Moni has lots of questions. What's consciences? Well, conscience is like your mind. Gatito says, how many languages do you speak? I speak English, German, Vietnamese, and a teeny tiny little bit of Spanish. Du bist aber sprachbegabt. Vielen Dank, Agate. Teachers flexing. I'm not trying to flex. I'm just trying to... I smoke and mirrors, you know? Fake it till you make it. That seems QR, or am I delusional? You are not delusional, Yogi. So this QR code is for a community that I just made. It's the idea behind it is like people giving each other advice, sort of like a resource area for people to safely exchange ideas and learn how to do new things like make money online. Patricia says, do you speak Swedish? No, I don't speak Swedish. Are you from Sweden, Patricia? Or I think that's how I say your name. Conscious. Keshmani says, what does conscious mean? Conscious is, in a way, it means that you're awake, right? If you hit me in the head hard enough and I sort of like go to sleep, that would be unconscious. But right now I'm conscious because I'm not asleep and I can talk and I can read the words on the screen and stuff like that. See, nobody wants to be a speaker in this live. Can we say aware for conscious? I'm not aware of that. I'm not conscious of that. Aware and conscious can be very similar, yes. Teacher, good night from Mexico. See you tomorrow. How do you say duerme bien, right? Sleep well, sweet dreams. Cash morning, boy, you are just got all kinds of questions. Manifestation. See, Kesh, I think you should be writing all of these words down. Manifestation means to like come forward, to appear. Sarah says, has visitado España. I've been to Spain one time, long time ago. I just crossed the border from France. I don't even remember where I was. I spent an afternoon in Spain. It's 11 a.m. there. Well, in Iran, man, what's the status of Iran right now? Are you safe? Apparently you do have electricity and internet, so that's good. What's the word on the streets in Iran? Well, if nobody wants to come on as a speaker, that's kind of all I have for today. Not the most interesting live stream I've ever done in my life. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you for the follows and the likes. If you have any more comments, please comment them below. Check out my new community. If you want to, send me a private message if you want to join my Instagram group, which is free, or other stuff. But anyway, have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Take it easy. Learning English with me says, I'm currently safe, yes, but internet and electricity go on and off. And water. Sheesh. Well, stay safe. Learn English with me. Kesh, I will check out your message right after this. All right. Thanks, guys, for coming, and maybe I'll see you next time. Have a beautiful weekend. Goodbye.